Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of PSVR2 News. I am your host Jamie here, and today we're going to be talking through three pieces of news. There's not an abundance of it today, but each of these three we can dig into a little bit. And the first one is a sale, but before we get into that, only 25% you are subscribed, so please feel free to do so, and thank you to our patrons and members as they're all on screen right now. With that being said, let's dive straight into that sale, shall we? This is the Multiverse of Games sale. There's a lot of flat screen games on here, so I'd also recommend looking for those, but in the VR category we have 20 games, and there are quite a few good choices here, ones that we don't usually see on sale. A couple of highlights here are Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is on sale for 30% off, Into the Radius, which is 34% off, and Legendary Tales, that is 35% off. Now Horizon is a very good game to jump in. If you're not really familiar with virtual reality, it's quite an easy one to get to grips with, but also if you're a VR veteran, there are a couple of sites in this game that honestly are on par with some of the best visuals that you can see in virtual reality. There are a couple of spots with some of the large waterfalls that just look real to me even to this day, which is just fantastic. So if you can handle reprojection, because Horizon is reprojected unfortunately, I'd say you'd probably have a really good time with this one. It's a lot of climbing, but I personally really enjoy that. The combat is quite simple, there's no free movement in the combat, it's all circular once you get locked into a fight, which can put some people off, but honestly I really enjoyed it, and it doesn't go on sale very often. But Into the Radius, this is just a fantastic post-apocalyptic survival game. Tons of content here, and the same goes for Legendary Tales. There's loads of content in Legendary Tales. Leveling up, upgrading, getting new weapons, fighting through dungeons. You're not going to be bored with any of these games. A couple indies are also on sale, with Jurassic World Aftermath being about £3. If you're a Jurassic World or Park fan, you're definitely going to get a few kicks out of this one. And for £3 you can't really go wrong. Red Matter is also on sale. Really enjoy this one. It's not quite as good as its sequel, as to be expected, because the sequel has a bigger budget and a lot more incredible spectacles and sights, but Red Matter 1 is definitely still worth considering. Those are kind of the big highlights for me in that sale. There are a couple more games on sale though, and they're all quite cheap, to be honest, when you get down to the bottom of the list as well, so definitely take a look. It'll vary from region to region, but those are the main ones where chances are a few of you may have been waiting for them to go on sale, so take a look. Speaking of sales, Days of Play is coming back, and if you don't know what Days of Play is, and you don't have a PSVR 2 but you want one, you're going to be very happy at this news, because Days of Play essentially is a sale event for Sony. It usually coincides with around the time of Summer Games Fest and all these showcases going on, and it seems to be the same. From the 28th of May to 11th of June, we have Days of Play returning, it would seem. At the moment, we just have the Euro prices of what's going on sale, but there are quite a few items here, including the PS5 Slim, Digital and Standard Edition, which have about €100 off, which is a great discount. PS5 Pro is getting a €50 discount down to €750 from €800. And DualSense controllers are on sale for €54.99, as well as renewing your PS Plus subscription up to 30% off, which is great. The main one for us though for PSVR 2 is of course the fact that the headset is €50 off. Now, the headset itself used to have a higher price overall, so I think we got a larger discount for it last year, but I think it might just line up to where it was before, considering that the headsets had a reduction in price overall, plus this discount. I don't think you're spending any more than it was in the last Days of Play, if I've got that right, but we're down to €399 instead of €449, so pretty good sale there. If you've been waiting to pick up a new PSVR 2, now is probably the time, starting from the 28th of May it seems, and these prices will be equivalent around the world I assume. £50 off here in the UK, $50 off in the US. So again, if you've been waiting to pick up a headset, your patience will most likely be rewarded here. In that same time period of the start of June, I expected a State of Play to be announced, and it seems that might be the case. Some people said a showcase will happen, but I didn't think so for a couple of reasons, the main one being that Sony haven't had a summer proper showcase in years now. If they do have a showcase, they usually leave it for September, but they do sometimes have a State of Play around this time, and it's been 3 months since the last one, so it is a fair amount of time between the last State of Play and now, and it seems like, according to Jeff Grubb, who, if you don't know, is quite a reliable source in terms of State of Plays, he is pretty much bang on the money every single time, is saying there's something decided in terms of Sony showing off some games in June. He essentially tweeted, PlayStation event in June, that's the entirety of what I can confirm, no specific dates, not sure if it's a State of Play or a Big Boy Showcase, but I lean towards State of Play, I agree with that. That's it, anything else people add is their own speculation, and that is why Jeff Grubb is as renowned as he is as a leaker, because he just states what he knows, he doesn't embellish anything, and I believe this. It's been correct the last however many years. Every time he said one is coming, it has, and I think that is the case again here. If there is a State of Play, as there seems to be, I will be on Brian's show As usual, we'll probably be streaming it unless it's from the 9th to the 13th, I want to say, in which case I'm out of town, so I will have to give that one a miss and kind of make a video while I'm away, recapping everything that gets announced, but hopefully I will be here. As for what actually will be announced, honestly, they seem to surprise me a lot. I had no idea that Midnight Walk was coming however many months ago, and that took us by surprise. Same with Dreams of Another, no idea that that was coming. However, there have been a couple leaks of PSVR2 games coming out that we did know about, like Metro, so maybe it'll be similar where leading up to the showcase there'll be a couple of rumblings about what might be announced. If that is the case, and that does happen, then I would say the games that would be leaked would be either big franchises or hybrid ones. For example, Metro is a big franchise, so it had some interest, so people knew about it before it got announced. If Resident Evil 9 was to be announced here, then again, I wouldn't be surprised if that would leak and we would hear about it. As for other games though, I always bet my money on Ace Combat 8 being a PSVR2 title. If that is true, could see it show up here, but maybe they want to save that big title for another State of Play. But who knows, I'm excited. Hopefully it airs while I'm around so I can be there to react to it and talk about it, because these are some of my favourite parts of the year is when a State of Play is going on and there's a lot of hype for games and we sit there and we watch the show, so we'll see. But anyway, are you picking up a PSVR 2? During the Days of Play sale that's upcoming, are you excited for a State of Play, and are there any games on sale that you want to pick up? Please do let me know in the comments below, and I hope to see you all in the next one.